week, are we reflecting now?
No,
We're
reflecting.
We're reflecting.
Talk quietly into this and see if is it recording properly? Okay. I just wanted to do ASMR, man.
I thought you
Excuses
were
for
against this. Oh no, you
ASMR.
were.
I am against it.
Okay, wait. So for reflection, this is our
Translation across the
second-
x-axis.
This is our second together as a whole group. Last week,
Oh yeah, word.
there were there were some silences last week, so we decided this week
There's
that
still gonna be some silences.
there will still be some.
We'll try
We're
not
not
to.
perfect.
No, we'll just edit out the silences.
Also, we'll
Hey.
try not to talk over each other. See,
Whoa,
how are we
no
solving that
But
problem?
we
We're
reflected.
not.
We reflected on what happened
Across
last
the
week.
x-axis, yeah.
Yes.
And this week we have a list of topics that we want to talk
That
about.
is definitely not in the background, and you shouldn't look there whatsoever. Because then you won't know what's gonna happen. Hey. If you draw attention to it, then.
So
you'll
that's
know.
our progress report.
Yeah, progress. Woo!
Try to end it there.
Alright.
Alright.
Alright, you can keep rolling. Let's. Okay,
Okay.
we're good. No. Okay. So
Three. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Late Night Loose Tongues, and I'm one of your. I'm one of your.
Would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yeah.
No, hey, no. I thought loose tongues.
I'm one of your hosts, Mustafa.
I am Celine.
I am Tiffany.
And I am Chinamaram. And we're starting off with a question. If it's still recording, is it still
Yeah,
recording?
it's still recording.
Okay, this question, something we're wondering. What happened to recess? What the heck?
Now that we are in
Yeah.
high school,
We don't
No,
get
no,
recess.
no.
Okay.
Grade. Actually, yeah, high school. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like recess would play a huge part in improving the mental health of lots
And
of students.
physical health.
And physical health of students, you know. I know that we get lunchtime, but if there was a time designated to,
Going outside. Besides gym class, going
Yeah.
outside and playing games with your friends and actually moving around
because
and sweating.
yeah, it's like proven that like the release of sweat and endorphins makes you more happy, and we're all depressed here, right? Right, guys?
I think not.
Okay, why not? How are you coping, Celine?
I'm coping
You're
pretty well.
coping? Are you sure about
yes, I'm positive.
No, okay.
I get it. I
Wait,
get enough.
wait, hold on.
I like to think I get enough sleep at night. I
Okay.
think like 7 hours.
And you're on top of absolutely every course? You've done all the homework in every course? You're not
Almost.
behind in anything?
I'm not really behind in
Okay.
anything.
I am behind.
Okay.
I am mad behind as well.
I am behind.
In what?
And I'm allowed to admit that,
Yeah.
Tiffany.
I'm not really behind in anything.
Okay.
You know?
So what happened to recess? What do you guys think? Why did
Okay,
they
wait.
stop it?
What were your opinions on recess before we moved into high
I
school?
think it was great.
I think it was fun. It
What-
was like what we looked forward to.
Yeah.
What did you
in the
guys
day.
do in your recess?
Oh.
Went outside.
Depends.
We
what
played.
We played games.
Every day we played soccer. No, these girls didn't play games. We played hopscotch.
Hey.
Activities. I'm kidding.
Do you guys ever have like those intense battles of Foursquare?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, those are the best.
Like where you moved back and you whipped it as hard as you could to the
Explain
next
Foursquare for those who are
person.
unacquainted.
Well, it's basically either yellow paint or chalk of whatever color, and there's 4 squares and they're huge, and you have like a basketball or a bouncy ball. And
Basketball?
we play with the basketball.
Oh,
I
no.
love bouncy balls.
I
And
play with the basketballs.
Those purple ones.
You guys are crazy. That will kill a young child.
and so they're numbered 1 through 4, and number 1 is like the king square, and so you make up all the rules, or that's how we played it.
Oh no.
And wasn't there like some dumb rules like, oh yeah, tower, and then you
Spike, we called it Spike.
I didn't remember any of these. We played completely differently. I
There
don't
was,
remember.
there was the twirly where we had
didn't
to
move up.
we misdirected the ball.
yeah,
Really?
that was
Oh,
fun.
the twirly.
Yes.
You just
So
put spin on
the
it.
basis was basically to not touch the lines.
There was 4 square, and then there's one in a circle called like 8 triangle.
Yes, those are really small.
I
Did you
never
say
did that.
octagon? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's, not, it's a
yeah.
circle.
Eight.
It's not an octagon.
No, it's.
It was a circle with
Different
8
schools
triangles.
have
Different
different
schools
paints
have
on their
different
floor.
Now
Okay,
that
my
we're
school was 3
In high
floors.
school.
in high school, do you think high
should
school
bring back
students
Foursquare.
would still play Foursquare?
Well, we have
course.
playground in the back.
that's
we play
not even for
grounders
us.
like
No,
every
no, no, no,
week.
no,
Hey,
no.
I
That's
mean-
secrets.
Oh,
Those are,
sorry.
no, okay, you can say
Yeah,
it.
we use the
That's how we
things
cope.
that are
We
for
use what's
kids.
That's how we
available
cope.
to us.
Yeah,
But that's not even for us. It's actually not even part of the school
but
property.
who cares about that? We use it. It's public property, so
It's
we can
public
play
property, yeah.
for as much.
I remember
as we need
grade
to.
6 to 9 every day at lunch. If I had the time and I went outside, we'd play soccer.
Yeah.
And every single time, I used to be like an all rounder, being good at everything. And then there was
course.
this
Like
one,
Of course.
there was this one kid who everybody was afraid of because he was so much bigger. Like he towered
better
over the
than
kids.
everyone.
And that he was much better than us as
Yeah.
well because he actually played soccer. And so,
What did you guys do?
And so
Just had fun.
eventually
Yeah.
I ended up switching from being like a forward to a defenseman, and I've loved it ever since. And because being a defense, you get the most like, especially against this person, you get the most excitement. You start to sweat the
Get
most.
ran over by a 10-foot forward.
I wish I got run
dear.
over, but I didn't.
Oh, no.
But you also get the dirtiest, which
You didn't mind.
I got
Yeah.
ran
Yeah.
over. I used to
What
play.
school was this at?
yeah, you don't need to know that. We don't name drop.
Yeah, of course not. Okay.
I used to play flag football in like grade 5. So
Wow.
I know a sport.
Flag.
Jeez, flag football.
She was
That's
intense.
sporty type over
But
here.
during the winter in recess, there was fresh snow. So we would play tackle football. Yes.
That's
It was
so
fun.
dangerous.
It was so fun
Oh, no.
until you get tackled into the snow, of course.
Yeah, until the actual tackling part
Yes.
happens. Well, like I always felt that our school made us go out when it was too cold. In the
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all the schools have temperature
I pause.
warning. What?
Resume.
Oh my god.
Resume. What was it?
You were talking about-
temperature
yeah.
warnings. So like -27. I don't
Negative
know.
28.
That's what they claimed.
Yeah.
But that's not what they followed.
Negative
But
35.
So it was like
No,
-35 and we're still out.
Yeah.
And you know,
Especially
it's
with high
freezing
wind chill.
cold. And sometimes we just huddled around the school because they had
Yeah.
like those little
Waiting
heaters
for
coming out.
You know, they
We broke
wanted us
those.
to enjoy the air outside, but I'm pretty sure it was
Your
also
lungs.
the teachers who needed their
Their time.
recess.
Yeah. Yeah, let's
You're
think
right.
about
Because
that.
indoor recess was rowdy.
I hated no recess. I always I
disliked
wanted
it
to
with a
cry.
passion.
It was so humid. It was so disgusting.
Because they're little kids. What do you you were a little
Even in
kid
grade
too.
9 when I had recess outside.
You had recess in grade 9?
Yeah.
It was
oh, no.
from kindergarten to grade 9, then private school, and of course my class we were.
What's
You don't need to know. You two already know this. She doesn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
But like, every other day we'd either have the running club, which I led because you know your boys.
Run.
Yeah, and it was like 7 to 14 kilometers every other day, and then every other time we didn't go to the running club, we had soccer, and then sometimes when we were indoors, sadly, we'd be doing pull-ups.
Fun.
Pull-ups?
What's sad about
My
that?
teacher had a pull-up bar. But the thing is,
Okay.
is that if you weren't doing pull-ups, you'd be screaming in the background, jumping on tables, running around.
Sounds like a normal ninth grader.
No, not. It was just like, but for us, it wasn't just 9th grade. It was 7, 8, and 9 in one room, or like two
Okay,
rooms. Just
so
for
7th graders, I can excuse that. Yeah. Yeah.
like 7th grade.
Hey, we don't
These
say
days,
that
people
out
just
loud.
go on their phones instead of
Yeah, instead of playing outside.
yeah.
What a great and smooth transition.
Oh.
It's almost like I'm not supposed to acknowledge that at all. What do you want?
Well-
What do you have to say about that? People going on their phones. What do
Going
you-
on their phones. Do you think this generation spends too much time on their phones?
Of course.
I
Too much?
used to spend a lot.
Yeah.
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 See, I've taken like a pretty considerable break from my phone.
I wonder why.
Hey, we talked about that in the last episode. If you didn't hear it, tune back. But I've taken some without like being forced to. I've taken some because I needed to. Because you know, I feel like a lot of the time social media is kind of draining. Like you see people who are
Yeah.
happy all the time, and
That's what it
It's-
looks like.
you're not that.
reminds me-
They're not actually.
Thanks.
There's
Yeah.
terribles here. But yeah.
It reminds me of this quote. It's like people like
You wanna
especially 'cause
search
it's
it up
social-
on the
no,
phone?
I think I'm okay.
Yeah. No.
Something about highlight reels and behind the scenes. The social media is usually the highlights, right?
Oh.
And people compare their behind the scenes to those highlights.
And that's never.
It's not very healthy.
It's never healthy. Yeah. And I feel like it's a whole cycle of
Although I do think social media has so many
Positive?
good
Good
things.
positive
Like-
experience.
You
Like-
can connect with people around
Yeah.
Use it for advertisements.
Yeah.
you. When do you ever use to advertise your own things?
Not
Yeah.
not for
No,
our
kidding.
for like clubs,
When did we
events.
Why'd you
have
sell?
we
No.
advertised LNLT?
Oh,
Not yet.
Not yet, not
But
yet.
now
get
we
it.
will. Okay, soon. But yeah, social media. I think it was developed originally as a tool, but it's kind of morphed into like this ugly. Well, not that it's not a good
No,
thing.
we make it ugly. We make it out to be ugly.
It's not the people that are ugly, but like what the people do on there that can be at times.
What
Yeah.
was used to communicate
Scary.
with like each other has now turned into like a platform where people can use it as their job. Like
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
make
money.
money out
Like,
of
like
social
and a
media.
lot of it too.
See, I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's
Yeah.
not nothing's wrong with that. It's just that how it evolved.
Oh, okay,
Something
I get
so
what you mean.
small
And
turned into
simple.
something so big.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. But also, like, it's a dichotomy. A
Oh,
dichotomy of things.
fancy
Yeah.
word.
You have your
Where'd you learn this word
positives. We don't talk about that. You have
Dictionary.
positives and negatives. And, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. If not, you're just middle. Yeah.
Wait.
You're just in the. Do you guys think you could survive without your phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, no,
I'd say
hold
so.
on.
Well, hold up.
on.
How long?
Yeah.
It depends.
A year.
Because a
Since you
year.
guys are so
A
confident.
year? Do I get paid?
Am I traveling?
No, you get nothing.
Am I traveling?
No.
If it's like
You're here in our
Is
city.
it like what we're doing already,
Yeah.
just without a phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Do I get?
think I'll
Do I get like
I'll
a?
survive.
Do I get like a
Survive.
payphone? If
No.
I need no, I mean like no
Can I
cell phone,
use
like a
it?
payphone.
Yeah,
No
can
cell
I use
phone.
the payphone?
So no,
Nothing
like
that would do the calling feature.
Oh,
Okay.
That's
You
quite
can't call your
difficult.
parents when
What
you're in
if I have a
danger.
Send
bird that
letters.
sends letters, like an owl and harrier?
Falcon.
If you can train that, in Winnipeg,
you
you'll probably
can.
die from cold. Like, oh, not that we're here.
Train a
I
squirrel.
Yeah, train a squirrel to deliver your message.
Squirrels are
Those-
invasive
They
species. Train
survive no
chipmunks.
matter what,
Chipmunks. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
'cause-
train chipmunks.
obviously. But like, could you survive without any technology? That's the real question.
No,
That
of course
was
not. I'd
rough.
freeze to death in my house in our city.
What do you guys think?
Living here
Me personally,
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I could,
without.
but in the world, I think that'd be kind of hard.
How would
Completely
you?
without
No.
electronics or
How
technology.
would you survive?
How
We're
would
talking
we
about like
survive?
no lights as well. Like
Yeah,
everything's
no
gone.
lights.
Oh,
like
Canada.
blackout.
So like back
Back
in
in
like
the, like imagine
back
it's like
in the
300
day.
years. Yeah, back in my day, there was no technology. You know. No, do you still think you can survive?
I feel like if you take it away all of a sudden, we wouldn't be able to survive.
Take 21 days, you'll be fine.
If you slowly took it away,
If
like
you
over the course of
slowly
like 5
take
years.
it away over the course of time, I think it's possible.
Okay.
But if you take it away all of a sudden, people wouldn't know how to adapt.
You're talking about us as a society? Like,
Us as a society and us in general.
oh, like us kids. If you
Yeah.
just took away every
If
single.
you took away everything.
Okay. Yeah. But I feel like as humans, we've adapted through so many things. You know, just another small pinpoint in our huge history of adapting. I don't know.
If
Just
you-
taking away everything. Yeah.
If you take away like all technology at the same time, I think there'd be some chaos. There.
Yeah.
There would be
Planes.
Mass deaths. There's no like. It's,
And medical.
what do we
medical.
consider technology? Is medicine technology?
I'd say so.
medicinal technology.
Because then we're living back in the olden days, obviously.
Bubonic
as you said.
plague's gonna come back and kill us.
But like, there's some people that are still living like
Yeah.
that. Have you heard of that tribe where the guy went to the what's the name of the island? The something like sedentary.
of that.
Yeah, there's this guy who went to evangelize to the people of this island that's been away from the rest of the world for like 8,000 years. They're on their own island, and he got killed when he tried to evangelize to them. And this is what I mistook
Wait,
your story from.
isn't like I don't know. I don't know which government's telling people not to go and bother them.
Yeah, because
Oh, okay. Yeah, I seen that.
So like what happened like during the time of Columbus and stuff is that the people came to their island, and as they usually do, they spread famine and disease because they're from outside sources, and so the people grew like wary of these people. But then when the white people came again, they're still scared of them. So like, you know, they fire arrows, and anyone that approaches the island gets killed or has to flee. But then there's this guy who wants to evangelize to the people, like he's a missionary. And I guess he has a good outlook, like he wants to do good to the people. He thinks that he could save them, like bring them to God.
Isn't that
What
history repeating itself again?
I guess so, but like he didn't learn from history. But okay, it's such a sensitive issue. Like it involves death. I don't feel like I'm qualified. But we're never qualified to talk about it. We're on late like.
Wait, hold on. When you guys were in school, did somebody or did many people ever come to you for help of information and advice?
Yeah.
I feel like we all have that kind
Like a
of
lot of
experience.
people, or just like some?
Yeah, like a lot. I'd say a
few.
lot.
I don't know.
Why you?
Well,
Well, no, because I ended up becoming called like my school therapist, and people from other schools reached out to talk to me,
Oh no.
and I was like, bro,
schools?
other schools, and I was like, bro, man, I'm a
You're a
student.
kid.
I don't have the necessary like information to help you walk through your problem. So I'll give you information, but I don't want to be held accountable for your actions. And so whenever it did go right, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I didn't help you at all. It was you who brought yourself through that decision. So they can never trace it back to me because I didn't want to be associated with them after.
Yeah. But you can never truly be qualified, I feel. Everyone always thinks
Yeah.
that, you know, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm in that boat a lot of the time. Were you gonna
Some
say
people
something?
just need someone to listen to them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Advice, yes, but
No.
also someone to listen to
Do you
the
guys
problems.
Yeah.
think
maybe?
you have someone who can listen to you?
I like to think so.
Someone I can talk to and they can listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
I can no.
nah. I keep all my problems to myself.
Okay. How do you think that's going?
Oh, I mean, it's been working for the past 16 years of my life.
Not
I just
that you're
said,
16,
I am
right?
16. I was born on this day. Not this day, but I don't know. But I have people that I can sometimes, like, if they're talking to me about their problem, I'm like, oh yeah, I had the same problem and this is what I did about it. Or like,
You bottle it up and
yeah.
Until
push it inside like a man.
Goodbye.
What do you mean, keep by?
No. No, I meant bottle up the feelings.
I feel like that kind of relates to a poem, not a poem, not a passage. Well, technically a passage from this work that we read in English,
I
like the
haven't read
one
any
that we
English.
should. That's all right.
Which
Like we should all be feminists. Like it
Yes,
talks
I
about
read that.
the different like gender roles and how men are taught to,
Bottle it
be
up.
a man and bottle it up. And look where that got us.
Pride.
Well, no,
How
it's
refined.
not even that. It's just that I don't think people. I don't think I'm worth their time to tell them my problem.
Okay. And yet people think they're worth your time. You know, this is the dichotomy.
I don't
You gotta-
mind that, but like,
Okay.
and I know they wouldn't mind. And I know they wouldn't mind
Probably
me telling
stop.
them my problem either.
Mike almost fell over.
I'll listen to your problems if you want to talk.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
We'll all listen to you.
I'm okay. I'll pass.
That's okay.
This isn't a group therapy
See,
session.
as long as you know
You
that
can make
we're,
it one.
we're here for you, Mustafa.
The door.
Yeah.
Hi, my
I'm
name
here.
is Celine.
And I,
And I,
I
No,
have a
no,
problem.
no.
Welcome back to group
Hi,
therapy.
Celine.
Mustafa, this is an intervention.
Did I tell you about our English project?
No.
Have you
So-
seen it? They did like a
No,
group
he's not in our. He's
Oh,
not in
yeah,
our
right.
class. So it was me, Celine, and two other of her friends or
Oh
peers.
no, friends. Yeah.
And we annotated a poem and we talked about it, and so we had no idea what to do. And so like,
Who's your English teacher? Draper.
Draper.
What poem?
no,
What
name
poem?
drop.
What
I
poem?
don't remember.
We
Something
skipped
about,
that. If it
Something
happens,
by
it
Langston
happens.
Hughes.
Okay.
And so we were really struggling because we were like, oh, I don't know what to do. And then we came together like one lunch hour, half an hour before like what the actual presentation. And like, okay, let's just make this a group therapy. And so we had papers in front of us to read the poem, and then said, oh hi Celine, hi Mustafa, and then the entire class said the exact like as we said hi.
It was
this.
entertaining.
It was very
It was
entertaining.
We improv.
What'd you guys
we
get, though?
improvised.
We
got.
a very
I
good
think
mark.
we got pretty.
And then
good.
she ends up sending us like a text over Edmodo, and we're like, actually, those papers weren't there to help us. That paper was the poem. And she's
She
like,
thought they were
"Fine."
scripts.
Yeah, she thought they were
Oh.
scripts.
Which is understandable.
It was
since
all
we
improv.
looked at-
That's really good. See, she hasn't. She says she sent me stuff on Edmodo, but I still haven't gone
I
any
still
of it.
can't
and
open
I
my
can't- I haven't got
recording for my.
anything. Really?
I still can't open
Oh,
it.
on your phone?
My
Touch it.
annotate for
I
my
have
close
it.
reading.
Why can't you open it?
It won't, it's like access required.
Is it on your phone?
Yeah.
Are you logged into the right email?
Yeah.
Then try your laptop,
I'm
your
just,
MacBook. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm
MacBook
kidding.
and Mac
Let's keep
disease.
talking. Yeah, I think that
A
that's.
question that was brought on by one of our friends was, "Is school? What is this point of school?
Yeah, what is the point of school?
What's the point of school?
What's the point of school, homie?
Okay. It's to take away time from your parents to not cause them stress, to make stress for other people
To
who are
make
soon to be
friends.
parents. No. And to learn
To
more.
learn.
It's a
to
bad
be
To
compliment.
more.
grow, a safe environment.
It might
To
not be a
nourish.
safe environment. We've heard things about in the U.S., so we don't know
Oh,
if it's
dear.
safe.
We live in Canada.
Oh, do we?
Do we,
Where do we
though?
live?
Where do
I'm
we live?
kidding. We no.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's been school shootings in Canada, I assume.
Yes.
Yes.
I
But
don't think
how
there
many has happened
Or if
in
there
between
have,
the
not
time
many.
that since the last time America had theirs?
Hey,
Oh,
That's two.
let's leave.
Didn't fall on
Let's
the
leave America to their own business.
imagine that. Not all
Here in
people.
Canada, I feel like there's problems with our education system too. Like
course.
I feel like we can improve it, but it's like the same education system we've had for hundreds of years. And everything else we've had changes. Like you have phones. If you look at a phone compared to 20 years ago, it's drastically different. If you look at a laptop compared to 20 years
Not
ago,
even
it's
20 years
drastically
ago, like
different.
very recently.
Yeah, exactly. Like last year. Well, maybe
Well, I
not
mean,
that
like,
big of a
5 years
But if you
ago.
look at school, like
History.
100 years ago compared to like today, it's like nearly identical. We're using the same archaic teaching methods for new and developing people in a new and developing world, and we expect to get good results. I don't know.
I think that they're slowly trying to make those changes and slowly trying to acknowledge that different learners, different students, different people from different cultures and backgrounds
But they're
need to learn in
But they're
different
still
ways.
teaching everything the
They're
same way.
teaching.
What's it?
For the most part.
Switzerland? Is it Switzerland?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
That's
Probably.
like
They do everything.
they give them more blocks to like play and rest, just like have fun and be kids, and they're one of the most like successful countries out there with the best education system in the world.
Yeah. And
So,
I
like-
think that's great. Like,
But no one's modeling after that.
well, we should be, because what are some things you think we could adopt to make our school system better? Like, one thing I can think of off the top of my head is I really feel like we should have at least a 3-day weekend. I don't know if that's just me.
just you. I'll go
I
get
think that if every single day, like school day was longer, I would want a 3-day weekend. Or maybe in the middle of a week.
A Wednesday.
Yeah, I know that's something. I know that's something some other places like France, I believe, does that. Like every Wednesday
Yeah,
is
they
like a
have
half day.
break in the middle of the
Yeah,
week.
Of
the
the
break.
week.
That'd be so
Just
nice.
for a breather. Like, you
Yeah.
know, just to go home, relax, actually get work done.
That's the thing. That's the
We
thing.
need to show this on camera.
When you
What
does that say?
You don't need to know. It's just sub to PewDiePie.
okay,
It
That's
was
the
And
under-
if
thing,
you're
you
not
just said-
subscribed, please do.
that's the thing. You just said get some work done when you're supposed to be resting. I think in our like you're right, right.
I get what you mean.
Right, I
That's where the
think-
problem.
Didn't PewDiePie roast a company based on
Yeah.
subscribers?
T-series, yeah. But let's
okay,
talk about that
continue.
after. That's a very important issue.
No, I just wanna- I
Wait,
just wanna
wait, I
cover
lost my
after,
train
yeah.
of thought.
It was something about school.
He said he needs to rest, but he said he wanted to get
Yes.
work
Yeah.
done.
Yes.
That's a really good point.
So I think our society, or at least here, we kind of emphasize work.
Work, work,
Even
work,
when-
work, work.
Even when we're given time to rest,
Copyright.
we want to be working.
Yeah.
It's just something that's always on our
Inherent in
mind.
us.
We're conditioned to
'Cause
do,
it's
at
like-
least for us.
Us for us,
Yeah.
yeah. Because like it's always like, oh, we have time,
But
like,
we don't have time.
But if
Time
we
is
don't do
running
this, if we don't do this now, when are we ever going to do it? It's like we're constantly procrastinating for resting,
See,
which is
but
not a bad
that's no,
thing.
it is a bad thing.
But-
I feel like the mentality that I have, I definitely have it, that whenever I'm not doing something, I'm doing something wrong. That like,
Exactly.
oh, I need to get back to work if I try to take a nap, or oh, I need to get back to work if I try to do
There's
anything
something
that's
you
not
should
work.
be doing. or
Yeah.
you
I
could be
feel
doing.
guilty when I'm resting.
Yeah, I feel guilty when
A
I'm
guilty
playing
pleasure.
games. Like, Mustafa, do you have the same problem?
No, I constantly have the need to want to do more and more and more, and like I need to be doing something, or else I'm gonna crash and I'm going to fall back into a state where I was like never gonna do anything. I was never going to do work. I was not always procrastinating, but I always said no, I'm not gonna do this. Not because I want to do it later, but I just didn't do it at all.
Oh,
That's the thing. Something a teacher of ours said was that work and school are important, but after all that, it ends at some point, right?
Yeah.
Well, you could have lifelong learning, which is such an important thing, but after all of that is done, you need to make sure you have a life
To go
back
back
to.
to.
And I thought that struck home with me.
Yeah.
Nah,
because-
joke's on you.
That-
We don't need a
No.
life at home.
that really struck
Yeah,
home with
unless
me
of
too.
course your work and your school could
Is
be
your
your
life.
life,
That's
which
not
isn't
healthy. What if you
terrible
get fired
thing.
from your job?
Exactly.
Then you have no life.
You have no life.
That's
What if you
real sad.
get kicked out of school? Then you have no life. And I feel like all of us, or
I think
can't
it's
speak
about
for
the
all of us.
balance.
Yeah, it really is. And like knowing your priorities, knowing that you need sleep sometimes, even though we don't
Sometimes.
like to, don't
Only
like
sometimes,
to admit. Yeah, occasionally on the weekends maybe.
But if you think about priority, the first thing you think of, I don't think of myself as priority first. Do you?
I should.
I
You should. We all
you say you
should.
should, but what do you put first then?
Most of the time.
Be honest. Don't say what you would like to put first.
Okay.
You can say that after.
In the past, it was always just school and school and school. But lately, I've been making transitions into trying to take better care of myself. Because, that's important. Especially after Mental Health Week, I realized it's not all about school. Which I know, I've sort of known that as well, but
Yeah, I agree.
emphasis.
For me, faith has kind of played a big role in my life, but I feel like, I don't know, I've been putting less and less time for both myself and like I believe in God, so I kind of want to put God as one of my priorities, like my priority. But like I find that it's it's really hard to balance things, and surprise, surprise, it's not as easy
Surprise,
as
surprise.
it's 1, 2, 3 ABC. You know me. You don't know me.
How about you,
No, what
Mustafa?
about you, Tiffany?
Tiffany?
No.
I like to think about my family first over myself.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though it's like, oh, how am I supposed to like think and take care of someone else that I can't take care of myself, kind of thing. But like, family's always on my mind first. They're kind of like the reason of my existence and like why I
Literally.
choose like certain decisions in my life. Like I always think of how my decisions will affect them later on.
What do you guys think you should be putting first?
Yourself. 100% yourself.
Because
Because at the end of the day, who's there with you? Your family or you?
you're born alone,
Yeah.
you die alone.
Growing up, I'm an oldest child, right? Well, I just out of two, but I'm the
Okay.
oldest.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest sibling, so I would always put my brother before myself, and then my parents, and then my schooling, and then me, which is not at all a good order.
Yeah. And what do you guys think you could do to, make yourself a priority? Are there any activities you could do? Anything?
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Yeah. Another one of the requests was like, what activity should we put our kids in? I feel like the best activity would be sleep time. Nap
No,
time.
we should actually
a
have like the
registered
block
class.
in school.
You wouldn't
Just
sleep.
to nap.
You wouldn't
Really get to
sleep in that
nap
time.
You would, let's
See,
be real. Yeah,
in
you wouldn't.
Nigeria,
You-
in Nigeria, if you go to boarding school, which is where you live in the school, there's designated time for something called a siesta. You guys in Spanish class
siesta,
like
yeah.
siesta. You might have heard of it. It's when you have to, like you're forced to sleep, because it's good for you in a sense, and not in a sense, it's definitely good for you, and like it reinforces what I think are good habits. So like when it's like I think around 3 o'clock, like it's somewhere in the afternoon, where you get home from all your classes, but your home is in the school, and so they make you sleep because they know that you need sleep, you need to get rest at some time during the day. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes it's hard to prioritize, especially when things aren't as scheduled as they are, say, in a boarding school. You kind of have to make those guidelines for yourself. And I personally have trouble with that. I don't know about you
But
guys.
Mustafa's right. Even if we are given like a scheduled time, do you think anyone would actually use it for sleep?
You would try, but you wouldn't have enough time to actually fall asleep and use that time wisely.
See, I wrote a schedule out recently because my dad made me. And I was trying to follow it, and I did for a while. And, I was getting a solid 7 hours of sleep, which is pretty good for me. And I fell out of it. And I know I'm probably going to try again to get back into it. But, like, mentally, I feel like it's so hard to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I feel like I'm stagnant and I'm not moving anywhere and I'm not doing anything.
It's
Yeah,
a
you're
variety.
crashing. You're crashing.
Yeah. And I did crash. Like most IB students at one point. But I don't know. Just trying to catch up is equally stressful.
Have you had your mental breakdown?
Me? Yeah.
Any of
Like
you?
this year.
Oh yeah,
This year.
yeah.
I wouldn't like. Are
definitely.
you talking like a schoolwork like an academic mental breakdown where you're like
Just
you're,
in life.
you're
Just
breaking
in
down
general.
because of
Just in general.
probably. I think I don't realize the mental breakdown until after it's happened.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Me too.
See,
What do you mean me to explain? Elaborate.
Well, for this year, this school year, I wouldn't say I've had a mental breakdown. Maybe like a little freak out, but not just in general, not just academic, right? I wouldn't say I had a mental breakdown.
That's
Maybe
good.
like
It's
a
'cause,
little freak out.
A little freak out, yeah.
Then I
wouldn't say that
breathe.
either.
See, little freakouts now and then they add up.
Yeah.
Into a mental
but like
breakdown.
it's not me like over stressing about the work that I have to do when I could just be doing it.
And you also
Yeah.
have
Like-
activities outside.
Yeah.
Right?
What kind of activities do you guys do? Like, what do you do? Yeah.
So I used to do Chinese in the morning and on Saturday, but my parents wanted me to take that time for myself.
To do school? Oh, for yourself.
For myself.
Oh,
to do,
that's
to do
good. That's
school,
actually
to do
really good.
school and myself
Yeah, yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Okay.
So now my Saturday mornings are clear, but in the afternoons I do this with Celine. So Celine and I we go to math school from 2 to 4, and sometimes it's not that bad. It's nice to be there, but then sometimes it gets like it
A lot.
drags on. a
And I
little
could
bit.
just think about doing
other
Other-
school
anything else.
homework
Oh.
instead of
Math,
Being
school,
there.
homework. I get what you mean.
oftentimes
I can
school reinforces the math, which should be the other way around, where the extra reinforces the school. But since it's only once a week, right?
Yeah.
It's like a
They
crash
try to
course.
cram it.
I'm not even sure if I'll stay.
Garrett, can you please come to
Yes.
the office? Garrett, please come to the office.
Yeah, Garrett. I know we don't say names, but Garrett, get to the office.
How about you?
Personally, over the weekends I teach catechism, so that takes up a few hours of my time. And I have to prep to teach, and then I volunteer, separately from that, and that takes up some more time. And on top of this, like I read in my church, and then I have to still get work done. Apparently, yeah. And I don't know. It's a lot sometimes, but
You, Mustafa?
I used to go back to my old school and do the run of 7 to 14 kilometers on the weekend, but I stopped that because it got colder. But other times I'd just stay at home and either get yelled at from my brother for not understanding material, which is completely alright because that's how I tend to understand, or I'd just be wasting time. So I have a lot
wasting
of
time doing what? What would you say wasting?
Just leisure things.
See, is that
Dragon
wasting
Ball
time
Z.
though?
Yeah, or I'd be wasting time doing pull-ups and chin-ups.
Is that wasting time? Is time
Or is
wasted
that
if you
time
enjoy?
That time is wasted.
You think
100%
so?
of the time
Okay.
is wasted. 'Cause I do
Did
that-
you-
I'm just checking.
Because I do that to release stress, but it's
Okay.
still time wasted.
Time wasted doing what?
Something you
Pull-ups
love?
and running.
Yeah, but is that time wasted if you enjoy
If
doing
you
it?
enjoy doing it,
Is it ever
No, I
time
don't
wasted?
enjoy releasing my stress like that. I enjoy like releasing my stress by like doing things that are productive. That I'm gonna look back and be like, oh yeah, thank God I did that.
Relieving your stress by doing more work?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if that
so
works
then
for
you have
then
less,
work.
build-up-
less
the build-up
stress
is the
to
stress.
stress about.
Yeah, that's a
Later.
good point. That's a really
Just
good
to
point.
get back to that, did your parents ever enroll you in any activities?
I was in swimming.
Me
I
too.
was in dance. I was in
Dance. I didn't know
yeah
this.
when I was younger. Well, I did ballet when I was younger, and then I played piano. I played the clarinet, and just stuff like that.
Multi-talented.
How about
Yeah,
you?
more school and school.
Me, I used to as well do swimming, and martial arts, music. I did that too. I did some volunteering, but I had to let go of some of those because of the school workload.
What about you?
Music. So I used to play violin a lot and recorder, of course. Lots of fun. I was actually pretty good at the recorder, not to brag or anything, but played with the WSO. Who's checking?
What about that?
I used to play lots of soccer, did lots of chess. I don't know. I used to be good at a lot of things, but now here I am rotting in the IB.
Do you think there's a certain amount of activities
That's too much?
that's too much?
Yes. Actually, I don't know.
Like
One
when
every
this,
day.
It depends if they enjoy it and they make time for that.
Yeah.
like
it's
when
a
does
diff-
beneficial become too much?
Unbeneficial. Because I feel like parents, they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. They want to expose you to as many things so that you find what you're good at.
Exactly.
But then at the end, you find that you're good at nothing.
No.
Or that there's someone that's better than you in every single
Or
thing
maybe
you
you
try.
don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
enjoy it.
that's a possibility. But like I feel like when you enjoy something, then you can become better at it. Because if you're not
You have the
truly,
drive.
yeah.
Like you want to become better.
Do you guys have something like that in your lives
That drives you.
that makes you happy when you do it?
Reading. I like to read.
That's
Please
good.
read.
How about you?
Me?
Calligraphy.
Yeah, I guess
Calligraphy.
so. Calligraphy.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
You're good at that.
I'm honestly not sure.
I think what makes me happy on my leisure time or whatever.
Dragon Ball Z.
Not really.
Coco.
No, that's
Coco?
part of Dragon
Coco?
Ball
Who's
Z.
Coco?
Goku!
That's part of the Dragon
I
Ball.
heard
Uh,
Coco.
Coco makes you happy too.
Nothing really excites me anymore. I mean, like after, because you know when we go through school, you have so many different emotions, and sometimes you have the same emotion for too long, and you tend to lose that emotion. So I lost a lot of excitement for many things in life. So I don't have anything to really look forward to.
You know the
I love
exercise?
that. I'm kidding.
That exercise in TOK that we did where our teacher
Imagine.
made us imagine our house.
Let's get them to do it. Let's get the audience to do
Alright,
it.
alright.
You want to share ours after or not?
Okay,
we'll
so
share
you
it
gotta
after, share
you
it
gotta be calm. You guys are participating in this too.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, all of us are.
Okay. So I want you to close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. This isn't weird at all. Don't laugh. I'm laughing. Okay, so close your eyes. Now I want you to think. Imagine a world where you're completely happy. What does that world look like? Are you in a building? Are you outside? Now think, who are you with? Are you with your family? Significant other?
But hold up. Oh,
A pet? I don't know. You can be with whoever you want. Just think, this is your best world, not mine, not anyone else's. This is yours. What are you doing? You can be doing anything you want, whatever makes you happy. Think. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? Who are you with? Where are you? Are you happy? Good. That's really good. This isn't weird at all. Now,
Open your eyes.
yeah, open your eyes. Wait, no, but before you open your eyes, close them again. Now I want you to take that memory and put it in a box. Now this box can be any kind of box you like. It can be a cardboard box. It can be a wooden box. Just take the memory. Imagine taking the actual memory, the manifestation of your happiness, and putting it inside your box. Now close your box, lock it up if you have to, and keep that. And throughout your day, you can do this whenever you're feeling stressed. Just take a minute to breathe. Unlock that box. Imagine your happy place. Try to get that back, get that feeling of happiness back. Okay, you can open your eyes now.
I can't see properly.
with or without the glasses?
No, it's just I can't. I actually can't see. Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys want to share if you feel comfortable?
Shotgun not going first.
Hey,
Sounds
hey,
I'll go first.
hey. Okay. We're so mature.
I'll go first. So I was outside. It was New Zealand. And I was on a cliff where you can look down and you could see the ocean and the beach and the sands. It was like perfect weather. The grass was green. You could hear the waves crashing onto the beach. It was just a beautiful, like, scenic view. So I was with my family, my friends, everyone in my life that I consider to be important, that makes me happy. And they were all with me. And we were just kind of we were just together. We didn't have to be doing anything specific. We were just together. So when I put away that memory, I folded it up. I put it in like a present box. Like those one of those boxes you would see.
Yeah.
And I imagined myself putting it onto this giant shelf. Every shelf is like square. Every shelf was for something else. But the thing is, that memory was the most colorful. Everything else was just
Like Inside Out.
Right?
Yeah.
It was the most colorful box there, and it stood out among the wall. The shelf of the wall, that if you step back, you could see it. It'd be the first thing you notice, kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. How about you, Sue?
How about you?
Do you want to share?
Do you have?
Yeah, sure. Well, I was sitting down.
You make it sound so depressed.
Yeah, I'm always depressed, aren't I?
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. That's a joke. It's not something to joke about.
That's not funny.
Okay. I was with a really close friend, and we were watching something. I don't even remember what it was, but I just remember I was really
Open
happy.
up a box later and find out.
Yeah, exactly. And we were drinking hot chocolate, and we were laughing.
And we were
It was
holding
good. It
hands
was
and
good.
we were under it.
Whoa!
This is
What do you
a
mean?
family friendly podcast.
You can't be under anything with a friend?
No,
Under a
of course
tree.
not.
Yeah. What do you mean under a tree on your couch?
Hey,
I said under a tree.
Hey, this is my memory.
Okay, go back to that. We're going back to Chino.
Going back to Chinamurum's beautiful memory.
And I took up the hot chocolate memory. It's not a memory for hot chocolate.
Solid liquid gas.
Yeah.
Aqueous. Aqueous. Yeah. Should I describe the box?
Yeah, why not?
It was like this ornate wooden. It had like horns on it. It looked like a dragon almost. Like a dragon
got a
was
devil
wrapping,
box.
wrapping around, like the devil's fruit.
You got a
cake.
devil
Like the
box.
dragon was wrapping around the brown box, and it had like the top was
Oh,
kind of like that.
that's cool.
I lifted it up. It's like
Clearly,
I cracked it
manga
like
and
an egg
anime
inside. And I put it back.
influences you.
Yeah.
That's a cool
really
box.
happy. How about you, Mustafa?
Nah,
Since you
sweet.
feel the need to talk so much, why don't you talk when it's your turn? Okay, sorry.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so I hate doing this activity because my happy place never changes. As Chinamerm was saying, like, oh, imagine this if it's your happy place, and every time you said it, the place would pop up halfway and then it would go back down. So my happy place, more or less, is a black void. And he said, look around, people around you. And I saw, and I knew no one was with me because that's my happy place. And maybe that's because I have the need to always feel independent, even though I know I'm so very dependent on my family and friends. But my happy, and you said put into a box. It just kind of scrunched up and then it went into a present box. And then the bow came on top and wrapped it. And that was it.
Sweet.
Yes.
Your happy place.
My happy place. Huh. All right. Well, the place there wasn't really a specific location. It was kind of multiple locations, but most of it was outside or in like a cozy room. But when it was outside, I could see mountains or the water or the waves, and it was really peaceful. Or sunsets, the location was always changing, but I was always with the people I care and love.
So not us.
No,
I'm kidding,
no,
I'm kidding.
did I say
I'm
that?
kidding.
So I was with a person who's really important to me, and also friends, and a really close friend, and we would just have fun, just laugh, talk. And I don't know, it just made me happy. And we would just do anything, bike, read.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really peaceful and fun and exciting. So, those are our happy places.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to end off our podcast.
So I
So,
encourage you guys
to think about your happy place.
whenever you're not so happy.
Or think of it a sad place.
Yeah,
If
that
that's your
works
happy
too.
place.
Or that works too.
That works too.
You know, maybe this is your happy place, maybe.
And with that, as we always say,
Think of your happy place.
No!
But now,
it's our club! We're not!
wait.
We're not!
Oh my god, look at the sound waves on that.
Good job, guys.